fund, trillion naira. The total amount of money they put into real estate related investment that year was 220 billion. That's just about 2%. It's not adequate. And if pension funds are not investing in real estate, where is the fund? Where is the money going to come? Where is the long-term funding going to come from? So that's a key issue. But we should also ask ourselves, why are we not having enough people investing in real estate? Number one, real estate is seen as can do. It's also believed that the enabling environment for real estate investment in Nigeria is very, very uncertain, and it's not properly well constituted real estate investment. Also, the issue about confidence on the valuation and how it impacts the risk that investors take in real estate is also a key concern to investors. And of course, the bureaucracy of land ownership and everything. So for availability of fund is really, really a serious constraint. Now, when the fund is not available, accessibility is also the next constraint. And these are the bottlenecks that have been created by real estate financing as a key issue in how to move home ownership forward in Nigeria. So accessibility is about how the people who need to provide, that's on the demand side, and on the supply side, how are they funded is very high. When you look at how easy is it for you to approach a bank or any other investor to take mortgage, people are taking mortgage at a rate that is comparable to commercial rate. For developers, we're also not focusing in that area well enough. Developers are not well funded in this country. Therefore, feel that housing finance, on how I think we have to connect the more connected. A lot of lenders, technology is there to as supplier, creative way, and it says credit respect. The mortgage and to improve properly in the industry. You want to that are contributing to this fund. They are the people that will need it eventually. Why do we concentrate so much on their head? Why can government not make it mandatory and put a particular percentage that pension fund must make available? Because it is the same people who are contributing this money that need it. And when you provide this money to them, to be chasing an electrician to come and build a house for them. I mean, one of my lecturers recently was complaining about not having a roof over his head, and he has retired, a professor, after almost 40-something years of serving the government. He was my lecturer 45 years ago in the university. Today, he has no roof over his head. So these are situations we see, and we as developers are trying everything post money early enough. Another part is insurance. Insurance is a business of risk. So why are they taking so much money? There's enough for them to make. We are able to put a government policy in place that enables them to reinvest part of those funds.
Thank you very much, Engineer Akinwale. Indeed, you've cut across so many things we could be discussing today, but very vital contributions. You've really talked about the challenges for housing finance. You mentioned the illiquid perception of housing. You also mentioned low yield and also stringent access to funding. And you, in fact, went ahead to making mortgage banks more liquid through assessment. And you also went on to say that there should be laws regulating housing funds, also insurance funds, to because housing is a long-term has a long-term returns platform. Therefore, this I think you've really been able to expand it. But let me quickly go to Mr. I don't know, Mr. Femi. I don't know if he's here or mortgages. brought to fore from what we are discussing here before now, and the number of things assess what tools can be explored in ability to mortgage for those who. Mr. Dedaya, are you with us? Wow. Is Mr. Dedaya with us? Maybe you should unmute yourself if you are still you have to unmute yourself, Mr. Dedaya. Okay, the dialogue between Mr. Femi Akintunde and I, if we're not getting responses from the other, come across a number of being on our own platform at the summit before to talk about your work. And I want us to critically issue of affordable housing. If these things are made available, if these funds are made available, let's quantify them to be something you can refer to, because these are long-term, long returns. You can get returns on investment on these ones over a long period of time, because the person putting his pension is not looking at giving you commercial loan and all that. The pension fund is releasing it, and they're going to make returns over a period of time, so that at the end of the day, the pensioner can enjoy some benefits. If let's quantify these ones as affordable housing, you get adequate funding for housing. Does it mean that we now have a guarantee?
You cannot say that the problem of rural-urban migration will not continue. So when we talk of housing gap, it's an imbalance, because if you go to the villages, there are so many houses there that are vacant. People are not living there. So why are we talking about housing gap? It only happens in the city, in the urban area. So if we solve the problem of connectivity of cities and towns, you will discover that people can afford to live in Ibadan and come to office in Lagos. Within 1 hour, 1.5 hours, they are in their office. But today, because of the overconcentration, high traffic, you can leave the island and spend 4 hours on the road before you get to Ikeja. So some of these problems, we create them by ourselves. Then the other issue is the macroeconomic factors. We are in an environment where we are consuming more than we are producing. And for that reason, there's a lot of pressure on the local currency. Our foreign exchange is under immense pressure. And that also has added to the cost of construction for developers. Interest rates makes your funding high. When we're also talking of issue about how do developers function, how do we survive under this very harsh economic environment to continue to produce quality housing that people can buy at reasonable rate. Developer constraints includes infrastructure, like I've said, access to quality land with quality title, capacity to raise capital is a major issue for developers. Cost of input materials is very, very high. And we're also talking about quality hands in terms of artisans that work for us. Most of our technical colleges have been converted to secondary schools. Polytechnics have been converted to universities. We do not have sufficient hands to support the construction industry. So
thank you very
much. That is another major challenge for us. And I believe that these are factors that beyond financing, we are also dealing with as developers.
Well, thank you very much. I want to say that this issue is inexhaustible if we have to continue to dwell on several angles and several questions that we are applying for today. But I quickly want to put out some things, and I would like your brief comment on this. You have mentioned key things about the economic factor, and that is we import a lot, and therefore the capacity of our currency, the naira, to the countries where we're importing from is insufficient to sustain the kind of demand we have here. But it's not just that. I'm also looking at the issue of the earning capacity of the ordinary Nigerian to have affordable housing in the midst of all of this. That is a key and major issue. And that's why you see in some cases, you have some people who just build something in the mushroom. And that's why you say that, oh, there are people that have houses in the village. Some even go to the extent of building houses. You see someone living in Songwater and works at Aja. It's because of what he can earn. Yes, he must have a house, a roof over his head, and still be able to travel. And that comes to the issue of infrastructure. Where are the rails? If we keep talking about the fact that we are building more roads and we don't improve our infrastructure to the level of having rail networks across all the cities, across all the states, across local government, taking action. But action must be taken. I think that's the key message here in all of this to both the private sector and the public sector. But I want to quickly mention on one last issue, which is the issue of unitization to be considered as a way of financing property development in Nigeria. That is talking about the real estate investment trust. I think we have about 3 or so in the capital market now in Nigeria. And Nigeria's population is approximately 200 million people. So 3 REITs for housing finance. Compare that to, wait a minute, South Africa with a population of 57.78 million people as a 2018 census, as a 2018, they have 30 plus. Now, out of these 30, they have 10 of them, 10 of the REIT companies among the top listed companies in South Africa. Let me not say too much, but I'll just mention Singapore. Their population is, I don't think it's up to 50 million rather, but they have 35 REIT companies listed. Now, if you look at that, it also talks about the dynamics of what you are saying about the low yield consideration for real estate investment, for housing investment in Nigeria. How can this mindset, because it's also a mindset based on the fact that they cannot get adequate funding, but how can this mindset be changed? Because there are a number of products also coming to the market now through bonds and all those. Some developers are using bonds to finance their investment, and they are giving loans of up to, or financing loans of up, no, let me not say mortgages of up to 10 years or 12, depending on these bonds and all that. How do you think this will impact the system and help us go to the level that we can begin to have more REITs and also the long-term mortgages in the country? Briefly, sir, so that we can wrap up this session.
Yeah, I think you're very correct in terms of the current level and number of REITs that we have listed in Nigeria, 3. And the question we should ask ourselves, what really is the performance of those 3? How do we assess their performance today? How would you rate them relative to REITs in other climes? Let me first of all say that REIT is just one way of funding real estate, or one type of investment opportunity into real estate. For us to move this forward, and it's also bedeviled with different challenges of its own. If you look at our REITs in Nigeria, majorly it's focused on commercial real estate only. We do not have residential REITs in Nigeria. So even if you're talking about REIT, you're already constrained to a particular type of real estate class, commercial real estate. So how many REITs and how do we make REITs also able to invest in residential, invest in other types of real estate assets, industrial and stuff like that? Of course, you can say industrial is also part of commercial, but when we talk of commercial here, our focus is primarily more on retail. So, but let me quickly say that for us to really move, we have to open more channels of opportunities for people to invest in real estate. And I can list so many. REIT is one, which is more attractive to people because it's tradable on the capital market. But you also can invest in real estate through bond. A lot of real estate development companies in Nigeria, we have not been accessing the bond market efficiently. And it's because most companies that are in the real estate industry have not really been able to scale up adequately. Because the requirement to raise bond, I think there are only 3 companies in the real estate industry in Nigeria today that have successfully raised bond from the capital market. I'm talking of UPDC, which is backed by USC. I'm talking of Mixter, backed by ARM. And I'm talking of Alphamid Development. Alphamid, as a company, is the 3rd real estate company in Nigeria that has been able to successfully raise bond. We raised about 1.5 billion last year and is fully paid back. So we've demystified the factor of real estate investment being risky. Most of the pension companies we approached initially, they were not open to investing in that bond. But we thank God, we were able to pay it down successfully before the due date, together with the interest. And guess what? The yield on that bond was around effective 29%. You can say it's very high, but we were able to pay back. But how do you use 29% cost of finance to invest in real estate and expect to deliver affordable housing? So that's a challenge. We also have the opportunity for companies or individuals to invest in buying shares of real estate companies. That's another opportunity for you to really play in that space and make more funds available. PE firms, we have to encourage them to put money into real estate. We also have real estate investment funds and groups. For instance, I'm aware that InfraCredit is championing one initiative at the moment where they'll be able to provide long-term funds for developers at single interest rate. And many other opportunities there. We have mortgage banks that need to be supported. We have crowdfunding opportunity, which has not been well developed in Nigeria. And these are areas that we should be looking at very closely. So I feel that the issue of making funds available in real estate should not be limited to REIT alone. Our REIT itself is not yet well matured. The REIT companies that we have in Nigeria today are not really performing at par compared to what you have in South Africa and why they are thriving in countries like that. We should look at this more closely. And government on their own also have to make conscious effort to de-risk and incentivize the real estate industry and investors. Things like tax incentives. We have to look at all the tax that are being levied against real estate, housing, rental market. They are just too numerous. Constraints are too many. And you cannot continue to treat real estate investment this way and expect it to thrive. We developers, we know what we are going through. We are going through a lot of challenges. There's nothing that says that anybody should wake up. And when you look at 4 or 5 investment opportunity, real estate will be your number 1 choice. It's very difficult in Nigeria to think so. And I also believe that our rating agency, credit rating agency also need to be strengthened, because when international and foreign investors see that as a way of providing assurance to them of who they lend money to, I think we may be able to attract some more foreign direct investment if we do not have sufficient local investment coming into real estate in Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Engineer Akintunde. I I'm not disappointed. Always, you are very, very fervent, very expressive of your points, and you are always speaking on points on issues that relate to real estate and this finance issue. You have really taken it up very effectively today. I appreciate your time. I believe the participants at this program I've really enjoyed listening to you. My hope is that some of the solutions that are profiled here, governments, government agencies, and the private sector will take them up and begin to run with them. Some of them are ideas that already been, some people are already running with, just like you mentioned, the companies that have been able to raise bonds through the capital market and all that. So I look forward to a good conclusion of this particular event, this digital dialogue, as we go ahead in this program. Thank you very much, Engineer Akitere. Thank you very much, Thinkmint, for giving us this opportunity. Stephen, over to you. Yes, Stephen.
Yeah, thank you so very much. I always use that word "so very much" is to emphasize that the very and the much has extra package to it. And I must say a big thank you, Mr. Adedotun, and definitely Engineer Femi. This session just seems to be a specialized branded session for Alpha Mid. I don't understand how this works out. Because I'm going to have to tell the organizers to send you a bill, sir. Because I'm not too sure whether you were the one that was behind the technical disappearance of those other two panelists. But you must forgive me. You know me and my big mouth, sir.
Stephen, you are forgiven. It's you that I have to send a bill to you. But it's not the time today.
The beautiful thing with this is that you are a leader in this industry, and a lot of the insights you've shared has helped us to understand how we can also structure some of the issues we should be dealing with on subsequent aspects. And thankfully, the technological world is giving also the kinds of assets that will enable the major policy shapers and, of course, the government thought leaders to see exactly how individuals like yourself, certainly you have the association nerves here, for us to prorata a lot of this stuff and take it high to the higher level. I've always said it's better we're having conversation than we are exchanging fisticuffs. So what happens is that this conversation is going to be an ongoing affair, and then we're going to be making progress, howbeit infinitesimally, but we'll rather have one that is much more of a leapfrog nature than just in small options or passions. But anyway, I want to say a big thank you one more time to Engineer Femi Akintunde, the GMD and CEO of Alpha Mid Group. And a big thank you also to our moderator, Mr. Adedotun Bamigbola. It's a good moment you had. As a matter of fact, it's my first time seeing you. I was going to say we should have given, there are some very intelligent people who don't need to wear glasses. People like Engineer Femi, their intelligence, does not have to, so that I don't get fined afterwards. So we have two intelligent people who handle the panel. All right, thank you, gentlemen. The program continues with our award announcement. So, ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, we are going into our awards. Yeah, and the awards we have are 3 categories, and I'm very excited because I know that I have a wonderful woman in the house who is going to be announcing who the Real Estate Investment Advisory of the Year is. And this award is basically to celebrate organizations that provide real-time investment advice, research-driven content to strengthen the built environment, as well as guide clients through real estate portfolio management, project analysis, conceptualization, acquisition, and execution. And the nominees for this category are Estate Links, 1, 2, Not Called Real Estate, and 3, Courts Real Estate. As a matter of fact, I will want to invite Madam Uzo Oshogwe to please kindly announce who is going to be going home with this coveted trophy.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm responding on behalf of all of them.
Okay. All right. I want to announce the winner, and it's no other than Northcote.
Woo! That's an applause for Northcote. I mean, this is interesting. Congratulations, Northcote. This is one of the things I keep saying with Northcote, especially with yesterday's moderating task that Mr. Ayo handled. He actually, matter of fact, helped us to drive in deeper into the discussion. And
Okay.
Northcote, on behalf of Northcote, I'm receiving this. I'm taking it home. Oh, sorry.
Tayo,
Tayo, this
okay,
is there.
Tayo is here. I just want to say a few words about Northcote.
All right, Tayo.
Okay, I met Northcote team in 2018 when I visited their office to do a course in the risks mediation and what they're going to accomplish in this space, you know, from mentoring students in Unilag and venturing into parts that nobody else has ever ventured into, auctioning. You know, I've just found them quite amazing. And this award is well deserved. And I wish you a lot more to come. You know, may God continue to bless the works of your hands and order your steps, because he's doing that. Congrats.
Thank you very much.
You want to say something briefly?
Yes, I'll just say a few words. Thank you so much, Uzo. Thank you so much for always being a source of inspiration to us. Thank you to Thinkmint and Business Day for fantastic. You know, we finally were huge encouragement to us, because you know, we've not achieved the things that we've achieved without, you know, a lot of, you know, hard work, a lot of sleepless nights, you know, a lot of second guessing ourselves, you know, a lot of, you know, having to have faith, and then some faithlessness again, and encouraging ourselves along the way, you know, and putting in, you know, so much. So this award, you know, is very much appreciated. Thank you so much. And I essentially dedicate this award. I mean, first, all glory, all praise to God that has enabled us, empowered us, you know, helped us to stay focused on this journey. Like Uzo said, we've obviously, you know, delved into parts that a lot of people have found it difficult to, you know, working with research, advisory, you know, even in our brokerage business, we've had to try and rethink how things are done. And that's why we did things like the auction that, you know, was mentioned. All glory to God for all the ideas and the empowerment to follow those paths. But I just want to dedicate this award to the team, you know, the entire team. You know, oftentimes Tayo is mentioned, Ayo is mentioned, you know, the leaders are mentioned, but it's really the team, all the young people, you know, that follow our leadership, you know, that go through the process, you know, and a lot of times they don't have, you know, any precedence to follow. They just follow our lead, you know, and that's what helps us to achieve all the great stuff that we achieve. So thank you so much.
Right,
God bless you.
I'm going to be sending you an invoice, because this was part of just endorsement, and you are a sharp man. But that's a good one. Congratulations. It's quite deserving. And I just noticed you wear glasses just like Madam Uzo, so I will let that pass. People are leaders who actually wear glasses, you know, as well as might be. Congratulations one more time.
Thank you so
very much, Madam Uzo. And we hope you still stay with us as the program continues. I'll be announcing a second award, which is the Residential Project of the Year. This award is to celebrate projects that have stood out in the delivery of high-quality residential apartments that take into consideration the unique elements of the Nigerian society. And the nominees are Choice Estates, number 1. Number 2, Green Park Estates. And number 3, the Pacific Manon. And to help me to announce the winner for this category is no other person than Mr. Korede Adedayo, the MD CEO of First Trust Mortgage Bank. Over to you, Mr. Korede. Hello, Mr. Corridor, are you there? Hello, Mr. Corridor, are you there? I can see you on my screen though, but I'm not too sure I'm hearing your voice. Well, at this point in time, I would think I would just obviously announce the winner for this category. I wish I could use the voice of Mr. Korede, but I will use my own voice. And the winner is Choice Estates. This is kind of a very different and a very unique experience, especially with the fact that we are dealing on the visual world. So a lot of things may not necessarily flow the way you expect them. But whatever happens, what happens is what it is, as a matter of fact. So at this time, I'm going to be announcing my third award. Sorry, Thinkmint Award is not my award, and that's the category of Prop Tech Company of the Year. And this award category is to celebrate indigenous organizations who have invented, effectively adapted, and annexed the use of technology to deliver real estate services and products. And the nominees are Zama.ng, Sesso Global, Split, Filmo Realty, and LifeVend. And I'm going to be calling on my very good friend, the acting MD and Executive Director of Urban Shelter, Mr. Mukhtar Aliu, to please announce who the winner is. Mr. Mukhtar, you have to unmute yourself.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to announce the Prop Tech Company of the Year, and the award goes to Split Africa. So congratulations, Split Africa.
Africa, yeah, okay, I have the award here. I was almost taking it home, but it's here. It's not my property, I guess. On behalf of Thinkmint Partnership with Business Day, it is definitely a wonderful award. So we have some comments.
Yeah, my name is Tola Adesomi. I'm the CEO at Split. Thank you very much for nomination Thinkmint and Business Day. It represents seeing value in what we are doing, disrupting the real estate market, especially from a rental perspective. Would like to dedicate the award to my co-founder and my team for supporting us, for supporting me on this journey, this 3-year journey. It's been gruesome. If everybody knows what the journey of a tech company is, raise money, execute, grow fast, raise money, because we have the big companies like Alpha Mead and all those ones that have been around for so long, and you're trying to disrupt and partner with and catch up with faster than you typically should be able to. So the recognition and even winning the award means a lot to us. It shows that our work is not going in vain, and that we're making some sort of impact in the real estate community, showing ourselves as one of the foremost prop tech companies in Nigeria and Africa as a whole. So thank you very much.
Congratulations. Mukhtar Aliu, do you have anything to say, please? You have to unmute. You have to unmute. You have to unmute yourself. Pardon me, unmute your mic, not yourself.
All right, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, just, I think the CEO really spoke well. I was impressed by what he said. And we need that in this space. So you have the mature, large companies, and we can benefit from their wisdom, the Alpha Mead and so on. But I think companies like Split as well, who are, entrants coming in to provide new insight, is very, very useful. And we can all benefit from it. So I congratulate them.
All right. Thank you so very much, Mr. Mukhtar. You've done well. As a matter of fact, you're one of the sponsors of the REDA 2020. I want to say a big thank you for that. At this point in time, we are going to be going into our final panel as well as our final presentation for the day. However, like I've mentioned earlier on, I'm not anchoring this event alone. I have a co-anchor by the name Mr. Timothy Ikide, and so he's going to be taken up from me anytime soon. I'm so glad that we're able to share this platform. And real estate is an industry we are all very passionate about. However, before we kick off with that, I would like us to start up with a particular presentation that is brought about by Cedarview Communication, as the case is. Well, and also that is going to come up too with a video, as the case is, that we are going to use to showcase. And that presentation is titled The Home of the Future of the Home. Either way, it's still the home that you're looking at, and there's a future in the home. And then to help us with that is Mr. Olawale Oweye, the MD Cedarview Communications.